Most people treat health the way they patch a leaking dam. Wherever something bulges, they pile more dirt on it. Belly getting bigger, eat less. Feeling tired? Drink more coffee. Feeling stressed? Train harder. The body is treated as a collection of isolated problems instead of a single integrated biological system. People who build systems that last, whether in business or in biology, don't start by asking, how do I force this to run faster? But with a far more dangerous question. What is keeping this system stuck? In health, the answer rarely lies in willpower. It lies in hormones, circadian rhythm, and the living environment. The greatest bias in modern health culture is linear thinking. Eat less, lose weight, exercise more, get healthier, try harder, better results. But biology does not operate in straight lines. It operates through switches. And the primary switch that determines whether your body is burning or storing is not calories, it is insulin. When insulin is high, the entire system is locked in storage mode. Fat is not allowed to leave, especially visceral fat, the fat buried deep around the liver, pancreas, and heart, which is extremely insulin sensitive. You can eat right, exercise consistently, keep your weight stable, and still be silently accumulating risk internally. This is why so many people are disciplined but unhealthy, and why damage so often develops quietly. From the perspective of a human biological systems architect, the issue is not lack of effort. The issue is the signal environment the body is living in. A day of constant eating from morning to night, even with healthy food, is a day insulin is never allowed to fall. When the switch never turns off, the system never gets a chance to repair. So instead of designing more effort, the new logic begins with asymmetric leverage. Small changes that hit the correct switch. No need to eat less immediately. No need to exercise more. Only the creation of periods where insulin is allowed to drop low enough and long enough for the body to recognize safety and begin releasing. This is where eating timing, not food quantity, becomes decisive. When you stop eating earlier in the evening and maintain a consistent overnight fast, liver glycogen depletes, insulin drops, glucagon and growth hormone rise. The body does not panic. It does exactly what it was programmed to do. Burn dangerous fat first, preserve living tissue, reduce inflammation, and clean up damage. The core of this logic is calm. Not extreme shock, but a rhythm repeated consistently enough for the nervous system to trust it. As signals become less chaotic, cortisol falls. As cortisol falls, insulin sensitivity improves. As insulin sensitivity improves, visceral fat loses its survival advantage. The system self-corrects without force. This new health mindset does not ask, did I try hard enough today, but what signals did I send my biology today? A good system does not require daily heroics. It only requires that you stop sabotaging it continuously. When the environment is right, the body handles the hardest work quietly. Escaping the disciplined but unhealthy trap is not giving up. It is shifting from force to design. Health is not built through burned out willpower, but through intelligent structure. And when the structure is right, outcomes that once seemed impossible, visceral fat reduction, lower stress, restored energy, mental clarity, emerge as consequences. Not battles. Healthy vibes is not about fixing people. It is about placing humans back into the biological systems they were designed for. When that happens, health stops being a pursuit and becomes a naturally restored state. What causes many people to quit is not that they don't believe in biology, but that they don't see results in the way they expect fast enough. The scale hasn't moved. The mirror looks the same. Clothes haven't loosened. And so they conclude, this must not be working. But that conclusion itself is another linear bias planted by the old system, the belief that what matters most must show up on the outside first. In real biology, the body always prioritizes repairing what you cannot see. When insulin begins to drop consistently each night, the first thing cleared is not subcutaneous fat, but visceral fat. The fat suffocating the liver, disrupting the pancreas, inflaming blood vessels, As inflammation falls, the nervous system settles. As the nervous system settles, sleep deepens. As sleep deepens, growth hormone is released in the proper rhythm. Only after that do external changes begin to appear. This is why so many people say they feel different before they look different. Clearer thinking, fewer random cravings, less irritability, waking up without that vague heaviness. This is not a psychological effect. It is a signal that the system is being unstuck from the inside. A correct health logic does not push you into a new state of stress. It does not demand that you do better than yesterday. It only asks that you stop fighting your biology every day. When you eat late, eat constantly, stimulate constantly. The body is forced to remain in a state of vigilance. And a body that is always vigilant never lets go. By contrast, when you create a rhythm that is stable enough, eating earlier, stopping food long enough overnight, maintaining a predictable daily pattern, the body relearns something ancient. It does not need to store constantly to survive. In that moment, visceral fat loses its role as survival armor and becomes expendable fuel. The most important thing this material wants you to retain is not the number 14 or 16 hours. Numbers are just tools. What truly creates change is rhythm, a clear eating-rest cycle, repeated long enough for biology to trust that the environment has changed. Without that trust, there is no release. This is also why solutions based on extreme discipline so often fail. They produce short-term results through stress, but they destroy long-term signaling. The body can endure for a while, but it does not forget. And when the pressure lifts, it compensates by storing even more. Healthy Vibes exists to remind you that health is not a race and not a test of willpower. It is a systems design problem, where small changes placed correctly can alter your entire biological trajectory for years to come. If you are tired of having done everything right for too long and still not feeling well, the problem may not be you. You may simply be using the wrong logic. And if you want to keep understanding how the body actually works without glorification, without fear, without force, then subscribe to Healthy Vibes. Every video here is not meant to push you to try harder, but to help you stop doing the things that are quietly damaging your system. Stay with the channel. Your body is smarter than you think. Put it in the right environment, and the rest will unfold on its own. Before this video closes, hold on to one single idea, not as a new fat loss trick, and not as a promise of dramatic change starting tomorrow. Just a more accurate way of seeing your own biology. The problem was never that you ate too much or didn't try hard enough. The problem is that insulin has been kept high for too long, trapping the body in storage mode. When this switch never turns off, visceral fat is protected. Inflammation quietly rises, hormones become disrupted, and energy declines. You can be highly disciplined and still feel exhausted, very consistent and still not healthy. The solution is not pushing harder, but resetting the rhythm. One small decision with massive leverage. Eating earlier in the evening and maintaining a stable overnight fast. When insulin is allowed to fall low enough and long enough, the liver switches to fat burning. Growth hormone rises, inflammation drops, the pancreas gets rest, and the brain runs on cleaner fuel. Visceral fat, the most dangerous fat, becomes the first thing to be cleared. No expensive supplements, no extremes, just a calm, repeated rhythm that tells the nervous system, it's safe now. Remember this, rhythm matters more than intensity. Doing this consistently 5 to 6 days a week is far more powerful than short bursts of extreme effort followed by burnout. Biology thrives on predictability. Chaos keeps insulin high. Rhythm brings it down. If you remember only one sentence, let it be this. The body does not need to be forced to change. It needs to be placed into the right signaling system. When the system is right, results arrive as a consequence, quiet, durable, and real. Healthy Vibes doesn't sell motivation. This channel helps you redesign the environment so health can run on its own. If this perspective made things feel a little lighter in your mind, in your body, in your daily rhythm, subscribe to the channel and stay with us. Health is not a battle. It is a return to the right rhythm.